My brother slapped my plate off the table and screamed, "You have 30 minutes to get out of my family," after discovering I refused to sell him my share of our grandmother's house so he could buy his third luxury car. He threw my food on the floor right in front of my 7-year-old daughter, claiming I didn't deserve to eat at his table since the house now belonged to him as the male heir. The roasted chicken and mashed potatoes splattered across my mother's cream carpet in slow motion. Lily's fork clattered to her plate, her small body going rigid in the chair beside me. Around the dining table, my parents sat frozen mid-chew. Derek's wife Vanessa held her phone steady, still recording for her Instagram story, and my brother stood over me with his chest heaving, veins bulging in his neck, a grotesque smile spreading across his face as he watched gravy seep into the expensive rug our grandmother had chosen 30 years ago. I didn't cry, didn't beg. Instead, I picked up my water glass with a steady hand, took a long drink, and set it down precisely in the center of my placemat. Then I stood, smoothed my scrub top I'd worn straight from my shift at the pediatric unit, and pulled the folded envelope from my purse, the one I'd been carrying for 3 weeks, waiting to see if Derek would show his true colors. He'd exceeded my worst expectations. I placed the envelope on the table in front of my parents and said clearly, "I'll be taking my daughter home now. Mom, Dad, you might want to read what's inside before Derek tells you his version." The smile slid off Derek's face like oil off water. "I'm Rebecca Morrison, a pediatric nurse who worked double shifts to put myself through nursing school while living in our grandmother's basement apartment. The same grandmother who raised Derek and me after our parents went through their messy divorce when we were kids. The same grandmother who left her beautiful 1920s Victorian in Portland's Laurelhurst neighborhood to both of us equally in her will 6 months ago. The same house Derek now believed was his alone because I'm just a woman, just a nurse, just a single mom who couldn't possibly understand property law or business. He had no idea that the envelope I'd just left contained copies of documents I'd discovered in grandmother's safe deposit box, documents that would unravel everything he'd built in the past 6 months. But first, he was going to learn what happens when you humiliate the wrong person in front of their child. The Sunday dinners at my parents' house had been a tradition since grandmother Martha passed in April. 6 months of forced family time where Derek arrived in whatever new luxury vehicle he'd acquired that month. Vanessa documented everything for her 12,000 Instagram followers. And I showed up exhausted from 12-hour shifts still in my scrubs because I had exactly 45 minutes between leaving the hospital and picking up Lily from her friend's house. Today, Derek had outdone himself, pulling up in a brand new BMW X7 that cost more than I made in a year. He'd spent the entire meal before the explosion describing his plans for the house. "The market's hot right now," he'd announced, cutting into his steak with aggressive precision. "If we list grandmother's place this week, we could get close to 900,000. My guy says with the right staging, maybe more." I'd been focused on cutting Lily's chicken into smaller pieces, making sure she ate her vegetables, trying to enjoy one peaceful family dinner. "I'm not selling, Derek. I already told you that last month." His knife screeched across the plate. "Don't be stupid, Rebecca. What are you going to do with half a house? You can't afford to buy me out, and I'm not interested in being your landlord. I'm not asking you to be my landlord. I'm saying I'm not selling my half." That's when Vanessa had looked up from her phone, her perfectly microbladed eyebrows raised. "But Derek needs the money for the investment property in Lake Os